All right, welcome. Today we're going to do something a little different. Instead of blasting through a ton of problems, we're going to take a magnifying glass to just one GCSE math question. Why? Well, sometimes the best way to master a topic is to really deeply understand a single problem. We're going to break it down piece by piece and figure out exactly how to bag every single mark. Ready? Let's go.
So here it is, our challenge for today. This is question 3, a two-parter, and it's worth a cool 5 marks. Now here's the thing. Grabbing all 5 marks isn't just about spitting out the right answer at the end. Nope, it's all about showing your method, your thinking along the way. So let's break down exactly how you do that.
Okay, let's jump into part A. The task is pretty clear. Work out 3.5 minus 1 1/6. Simple enough, right? And the answer needs to be a mixed number. There are 2 marks up for grabs here, so let's make sure we get them both.
So what's our game plan? It's a classic 3-step attack. Step 1, we've got to turn these mixed numbers into improper fractions, the top-heavy ones. They're just way easier to work with. Step 2, find a common denominator. Can't subtract without it. And finally, step 3, do the subtraction and then tidy it up by turning it back into a mixed number.
All right, let's put that plan into action. First up, the conversions. 3.5, that's 7/2, and 1 1/6 is 7/6. Now for that common denominator. Looking at 2 and 6, our easiest bet is 6, right? So we just need to change that first fraction. 7/2 becomes, well, you multiply top and bottom by 3, 21/6. Perfect. Now our problem is a much friendlier 21/6 minus 7/6.
And this is where it gets really interesting, the marking. Just by writing that down, just by showing the examiner you need a common denominator, you've already bagged your first mark. That's called an M1, a method mark. You've literally gotten points just for showing you know the right process, even before you do the final calculation. Okay, time to do the actual math. 21 minus 7, that's 14. So we have 14/6. We can't leave it like that, can we? It needs simplifying. Both numbers are even, so let's divide by 2. That gives us 7/3. And to turn that back into a mixed number, well, 3 goes into 7 twice, with 1 left over. So it's 2 1/3. Done. And boom, that final answer, 2 1/3, gets you your second mark. This one's called the A1, or accuracy mark. Pretty self-explanatory, right? So for part A, to sum it up, 1 mark for the method, 1 for the correct answer. Simple as that. 2 marks in the bag. Let's keep going.
All right, on to part B. Now this is a different beast altogether. It's a show that question. You know the type. They give you the answer. We have to prove that 5 1/4 divided by 2 1/3 is 2 1/4. With these questions, the final answer isn't the point. It's all about the journey, showing every single step of your logic. So where do we start? Same place as before, really. Let's get these mixed numbers into improper fractions. 5 1/4, that's 5 times 4 plus 1, so 21/4. And 2 1/3, that's 2 times 3 plus 1, so 7/3. And it's always worth a quick double check on those. It's such an easy place to make a tiny mistake that can throw everything off. And get this, just for doing that conversion correctly, you get another M1 method mark. How good is that? Before we've even thought about dividing, we're already a third of the way to the 3 marks available for this part. It just goes to show how much they value the process. Okay, next up, the division itself. Now, how do we divide fractions? It's that classic rule, isn't it? Keep, change, flip. Or, just flip the second fraction and multiply. So our division problem magically turns into a multiplication. 21/4 times 3/7. And yep, you guessed it. Showing that you know to flip and multiply gets you another method mark. Now, you might see DEP written next to this in the mark scheme. That just means it's dependent. You can only get this mark if you got the first one for converting correctly. It's like a combo move. They have to be done in the right order. Okay, listen up, because this next bit is probably the most important part of the entire question. I'm talking about a direct instruction from the examiner's guidance. It says you cannot just jump from seeing the multiplication to writing down the final answer they gave you. You absolutely have to show an intermediate step. So let's give the examiner exactly what they want. Let's do the multiplication. Top times top, 21 times 3 is 63. Bottom times bottom, 4 times 7 is 28. There it is, 63/28. That fraction right there is the crucial piece of evidence they need to see.
Now all that's left is to simplify. So we're looking at 63 over 28. You might spot that both of these are in the 7 times table. 63 divided by 7 is 9. 28 divided by 7 is 4. So we get 9 over 4. Convert that back to a mixed number, and what do you know? It's 2 1/4. Exactly what they told us it would be. Phew. And by showing that middle step, the 63 over 28, before simplifying, you've just unlocked the final mark. This one's a C1, a communication mark. It means you've successfully communicated the complete proof. You've left no gaps in your logic. You've shown them everything. Beautiful.
Okay, let's step back for a second and look at the whole thing. Where did all 5 of those marks actually come from? Because honestly, understanding this is the real secret to smashing these exams. It's not just about being good at math, it's about being good at understanding the mark scheme. So here's the breakdown. Part A, 1 mark for the method, 1 for the right answer. Simple. Part B, 1 method mark for converting, another method mark for the division process, and that final communication mark for showing the full proof. Do you see the pattern here? A whopping 3 out of the 5 marks were for showing your method. Not the answer, the method.
And that's the big takeaway here, isn't it? Your working out is not just some rough scribbles on the side. It's literally where you earn most of your points. For a show that question, it's everything. But even for a regular workout question, showing your method is your safety net. Make a silly slip in the last step, you could still walk away with method marks. Never, ever just write down the answer.
And that really brings us to the final point. This whole idea isn't just about fractions, right? It applies to everything. Algebra, geometry, probability, you name it. The marks are almost always hiding in the method. So the real question I want to leave you with is this. How can you take this method-first mindset and apply it to every other topic you're revising for your exams? Something to think about.